Welcome back to the Piping Pastor. Well, today I thought we'd just have a casual little chat, no particular poetry verses or theological conundrum to discuss. And for this little pipe in a chat, I'm having some bourbon barrel aged Seattle Pipe Clubs, plum pudding bourbon barrel aged. That's a lot in my Curtis Meerschaum Church Warden. Welcome back to the Piping Pastor. Well, today I thought we'd just have a casual pipe and a chat. So I'm enjoying some Seattle Pipe Club's Bourbon Barrel Aged Plum Pudding Reserve and my Curtis Meerschaum Church Warden here. Definitely one of my favorite blends, if not the favorite blend. I've mentioned this before, but it's a wonderful smoke. Long, cool smoke. Not something you want to rush through. Not something you can rush through. It does require some maintenance, but it's lovely. And I like to take my time with my pipes anyway. So for me, it's perfect. Hour and a half. Lovely flavor. I was able to jump on the live chat last evening with Simon on London Calling. The first live chat I've actually been able to join. And it popped up on my feed. Normally I'm not able to be around for those, or I'm doing other things and so forth. So I know Cane Rod has one. I know Flat Cap Piper has one. I just never seem to be available for them. And it's ironic because I was just having a chat via comments, of course, with Trucking Piper Bob, and mentioned the fact that it would be nice to be able to sit and smoke a pipe and have a live conversation with some people that we normally only have conversations with via email or video comments. So it was nice. I couldn't stay for the whole thing. I had to duck off because I was preaching this morning. So I had to get off and make a few more notes on my sermon and so forth. But it was something I think I'm going to try to get into more often, I think. I know some people in my area have tried to coordinate meetups at Boswell's and so forth, and I don't know if those have ever come to fruition or not. I know Uncle Willie was talking about doing one sometime in November, which I don't think actually happened, or if it did, I didn't get the last final date. I obviously didn't go. But definitely something I'll keep an eye out for. Well, we are going to be heading out tomorrow morning for Indiana, going back for the Thanksgiving holiday. I'm going to try to record some content while I'm out there. I will be meeting with one of my spiritual mentors, who I've spoken about previously in the video response that I did to Spencer at the Pipe Shed. Hoping you and I can get together for a coffee and a pipe. We've scheduled it, so all things being equal, we'll get together for that. And we'll see. He may not want to get on camera. I don't know, but I'll ask. I'll see what I can do. But if nothing else, I did get us an Airbnb with a back porch and a fire pit. So I'll be, if nothing else, be able to do some videos there outside, hopefully. I don't know if I'll get them edited and posted next week. It might be a week before you hear from me. But then I'll get the travel video back up after that. I do want to say a word today about labels. And I'm speaking about this in the literal sense, but then we're going to get metaphorical in a bit. But I was having a discussion with a young man that I work with. And he is considering purchasing his first real suit. Now, I say first real suit, I mean, like not something he just purchases off the rack at a department store or something else like that. He wanted to get a proper suit that he wanted to spend some money on that he can have for a long time. And of course, he was asking my advice because I'm the men's fashion geek. And the first thing I told him was, don't go searching for labels. Don't go spend $1,200 on a Gucci or Armani suit. Because just because they say Gucci or Armani doesn't mean it's a good suit. Gucci or Armani made-to-measure suits can still be a half-glued canvas, which in men's fashion speak is not good. Canvas is what's sewn inside the suit that gives the suit its structure. And in well-made suits, it's sewn in, and it's full canvas in the front and the back. In lesser expensive suits, it's glued in. And even lesser expensive than that, it's a half canvas where it's literally just the 2 panels of canvas in front and it's glued in. And just because it says Gucci or Armani does not mean you're going to get a sewn canvas. So you're better off finding a tailor, a real tailor, who hand makes clothes, so you can go and choose your fabric, choose your level of wool that you want, and get everything measured out on you. So it's perfectly measured. And then it's made by hand, and the canvas is sewn in. It's going to cost some money. In truth, it's going to be about the same cost as a Gucci or Armani off-the-rack made-to-measure suit. But the quality is far superior, and it will last literally for generations. So you leave it to your son, who can leave it to his son, or whomever in your family decides to wear the suit. But it can last for a couple of generations, because if it's made in that fashion, if it's a handmade suit sewn in and everything, they wear very, very well for a very long time. And so in terms of cost per wear, the investment is far less. But if you just go with the label, if you just kind of go with what people expect is a good suit, you're sometimes going to be left wanting. Which is kind of what I was talking about this morning in church. I was preaching out of Judges 4. And so I was talking about Deborah and Jael. When the Lord decided it was time to deliver Israel from the hands of their oppressors, specifically Jabin, king of Canaan, he called Barak, the general of Israel, to fight against Sisera. That's kind of what everybody expected. But Barak wasn't comfortable with that. He wanted Deborah there with them, so God gave Deborah the glory. It was not what anyone expected. And then at the end of the story, of course, we have Jael is the one who kills Sisera, the general of Jabin's army, the commander of 900 armored chariots, was killed by Jael, the woman. Barak's label as a general, as a mighty man of valor, did not avail him against Sisera. It was Jael, the woman of faith, the woman who defied convention, who defied her family, who had an agreement with Jabin, king of Canaan, a woman who defied her role as someone who should have been hospitable to someone visiting her tent. She acted out of faith. She acted out of her love and loyalty to the Lord, the God of Israel, and defied convention. And as such, she's the one who was given the glory. So, the whole don't judge a book by its cover thing, that story goes back quite a ways. Because in that story, if you're going to think if anybody's going to kill Sisera, it's going to be Barak. It should have been Barak. He was the warrior. He was the general. He was the one trained for battle. And yet, no, it was just Jael sitting here in a tent who, at the end, killed the enemy of Israel. So whether you're talking about suits or whether you're talking about people, the labels we typically affix to things don't mean much more than the stuff that they're printed on. So, in any case, I'm going to finish this pipe, and then we have to get to packing because we're going to leave bright and early in the morning. So I hope you all have a lovely week. I hope to get some stuff posted. In the next, we'll see, let's say 8-9 days maybe, and show you some pictures and shots from Indiana, hopefully. And fingers crossed, an interview with Rich. So we'll see what he says. But until then, have a lovely week. As always, happy reading.